Hi, this is a push and brew I made a few months ago. Got around to making a video finally. As a quick overview, it can brew any potion in the game, including modifiers, so lingering potions and everything. Once it warms up, it can brew a whole box every 444 game ticks, so 22-ish seconds per box, which is quite fast. That's more than a potion per second. It will brew all the stages simultaneously with a 40 game tick offset, which is how we make it so fast even with like a lot of ingredients. It has some safety measures, so it won't try and brew things that it can't afford, or things that don't exist, so it won't try and brew an extended duration healing potion, because that doesn't exist. We've got a display to show the queue of potions. You can tell it to brew 2 or 3 different types and it'll work through all of them. It'll also, this middle row of lamps shows the current potion that it's working on, and the top row shows the ingredients. It takes a bit to get going, but once it does, the potion brewer can output a box of potions every 22 seconds-ish. About 444 game ticks at minimum. The way we do this is using a fast brewing concept by Raytaurus. The idea is basically you brew all the ingredients at the same time in separate modules, and then there's a slight offset between them. So when the first ingredient's finished, you take the things out, put them in the second brewing stand just before the next ingredient has finished. The fuel system is also quite smart, so each brewing stand in a group sees the exact same amount of use, because we do batches of 27, which means you can read out of one of the brewing stands to get the blaze powder level from all of them. So when a group runs out of blaze powder, and that cycle finishes, it'll detect that and automatically put 1 blaze powder in each of the brewing stands. We're using instant droppers to do this, and then putting them in cooldown early to sort of stop the instant dropper part of the way along, which I think is just a nicer system than carts. I avoid using carts if I can, so the system is completely minecartless. What this fuel system means is that you hardly need any blaze powder to get it running. You can put in a box or so and then just prime the system and it will be completely fueled up. Don't need to put hundreds of thousands of blaze powder in just to get it running. Obviously, if you need a system like this, it's not going to be a cost thing, it's just an effort thing. The brewer has inputs and outputs for chunk loaders, so if you want to just build it without them, feel free, but I've included a version that has them, and it won't let it run until it's got confirmation from the chunk loaders that it's running. The wiring to do that is a bit questionable, but it works. The chunk loaders themselves are by Kaizen. They're good chunk loaders. I think you can use simpler ones in newer versions, but I like these ones, so. The brewer also supports an external storage, so I've got this one here that I made. Basically, you can either press a button to start restocking or have it detect it automatically. It'll automatically just keep brewing, making its way through the whole storage until either it runs out of ingredients for a slice, or the slice reaches signal strength 14. Once it reaches signal strength 14, obviously there are a few potions in progress automatically, but it won't overflow. The chests will get to about 53 boxes in it, which is quite nice, I think. Configuring the storage is super easy. I'm just doing the exact same thing that Andrew did a few years ago with his brewer. You've got a lectin per slice to control the potion, and then a lectin to control the modifier. And when it selects a slice, it will send the information to the brewer and automatically brew the right things. You can also turn on or off slices. Say you don't want to restock a certain thing, you can just turn it off. Welcome to Kronos. This is the survival server that I play on. We've had the brewer built up for a few months now. It's a very easy brewer to build. It's about a 1-day project. You can bang it out really quickly. It's quite easy and fun to build. You can see here we've got some of the slices assigned, some of them we just don't have ingredients for and haven't bothered yet. You can configure it however you like. This is sort of what we've done with it. You can see the box displays are all working well. It's just a nice brewer to use. We've got it in main storage along with a bunch of other things because it's not laggy. It's not fully hopper locked, but it has no entities, and hopper lag isn't really that bad. It's not a lot of them. In the event that the brewer gets unloaded and breaks, we've got this purple wiring here which just lets you flush the system. It doesn't completely flush it, but it does a decent job of it. And then all of the inventories are accessible. You can get inside the brewer and reach all of them, so it's not like you have to tear down the whole thing to clear a blockage. You can go in there and just clear it out. It's not actually too bad. If the storage detects something wrong, so if it's received too many boxes or too few boxes, it will automatically turn itself off. So we do that with just a single strength memory cell here, and if that ever gets too low or too high, it'll turn itself off. To reset it, you basically need to just put it back to single strength 1. It hasn't happened for us yet, but it was very easy to add, and if something were to happen, it's better to just shut it down than let it keep going and keep breaking even worse. That's about it for this. I want to thank Ray Taurus for the fast brewing concept. His video is in the description. I also want to thank Andrews and Pfefferbeißer for their brewers. I didn't use any of their wiring, but they were good benchmarks, good inspiration, and alternatives to this if you don't want to build this. Watch Andrew's video, it is a masterpiece, it's in the description, and that's about it. I also want to thank Lum for making this really fast version of the box display. Didn't end up using it, but it's really cool, so I do appreciate that he made it. That's about it. Thanks for watching, have a nice afternoon.